So very good morning, everybody. I am the actual speaker of this session, but I am waiting for the organizers to give and start through. I request the participants to hold on for a few minutes until we get an green flag from the organizers.
When does the class start, ma'am?
It's 11:30 sharp.
Yes, ma'am, the time is 11:32.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm fine to start off now. I'm just expecting the go from the organizers. So if not, just give me one more minute. If nobody is starting off the session, we'll go ahead.
Very good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Elil ma'am.
Hello, Sumati ma'am. Very good morning.
Yeah, very good morning.
Yeah.
And on behalf of Bharathiar University, School of Commerce, and the elected participants, we can say active participants,
Yes.
for this wonderful session for day 4. Now let us welcome our resource person, Mrs. Elilarasi Kesavan, on the topic email marketing and Adsense and login. Here we share the profile of Mrs. Elilarasi Kesavan. She is a graduate from Electronics and Instrumentation, Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, Coimbatore. She has 10 years of experience in cloud computing and SaaS development and ex-Infosys senior member. On behalf of all the participants, we welcome Mrs. Elilarasi Kesavan for this session on day 4. Welcome you, ma'am.
Yeah. Thanks for this welcome note. And it's a pleasure to be here amidst of active participants who are well ahead of time. And we are really sorry for making you wait for a few minutes. And with this, go ahead. Let me start sharing my screen. And here we go. Please give me your confirmation once you can see my screen.
Visible, ma'am.
Yes, thank you. And a quick introduction about myself. Sumati ma'am has already done it best, but let me add on I always start a presentation with a substantiation on how am I the apt person to talk about this. So as you see, I right now hold the role of product consultant of the product Serverless 360 at the organization Covey.co. I have more than a decade of experience in this IT industry, with my experience spent on different roles like a software trainer, product coordinator, technical lead, and product consultant at this point in time, and across domains in e-commerce, digital marketing, ERP, banking, and more. And I hold expertise on Microsoft technologies, Azure serverless technologies, web application security, and product marketing. And basically, I am an core technology person, being an engineering graduate with a couple of certifications on Microsoft as well. But how am I the person to talk about email marketing?
Sure. I
Yeah,
do
any
hereby declare that affirm that the statement made and information furnished by me in the application form are true. I have not concealed any information. It is found copy sign. I agree to abide by the rules and regulations governing the examination of DLED session for the session 1 program. I am also aware that my application is subject to the verification from the original report. Date और signature आप लिखना है. आप लियो ना party.
So that wasn't very clear. Is that a disclaimer from our end? Hello? Should I stop by or go ahead? Should I stop by or go ahead?
You can start, ma'am. You can go ahead, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you. And you can stay connected with me on LinkedIn, Twitter, and TechMe360 is another community initiative wherein we conduct regular technical sessions on various Microsoft technologies. So coming to the point on how am I the right person to talk about this? So when I started off with holding the role of product consultant, mine being in a very technical product, it demanded a technical resource to intervene and contribute to the marketing part of the product as well. So I have been playing this role for past 3 years now, and with a good amount of experience into email marketing for the product. So I'm going to share here how did I scale up on this particular domain, and how do we actually achieve an successful email marketing for the product that I'm working for. So with that, I would like to jump on to my slide deck, which is a slide share, and hope you can still see my slide deck. So let us start off with a question like, why do we need email marketing, first of all? Let us consider a scenario wherein I have a person, Linda. She owns an e-commerce company, and she has a problem. What is it? She has a number of customer signups, but they do not purchase the product. How am I going to solve this problem is her concern at this point in time. So this, many of us would have encountered, even we have encountered, we would have a number of customer sign-ups, but they do not end up purchasing the product. A lot can happen between this, isn't it? But how do I ensure that my sales funnel is successful? Like, how do I try email marketing and boost my sales funnel with the help of email marketing? So that is going to be the agenda of today's session. So we are going to explore how can I strengthen my email marketing strategy and ensure that I convert all the customer signups into successful product purchase. Let's see how. So Linda also has certain concerns, like I try to justify that it's an efficient way to generate return on investment. That is, any model that we choose, we should ask a question to ourselves, why am I choosing this medium of marketing? Is going to justify my high return on investment? Say if I spend X dollars on this today, am I confirmed, like am I sure that I'm going to get it more than what I have invested? So is email marketing expensive? That is the first question she has. And I would say email marketing is neither expensive nor more time consuming as well. So I can save a lot of time and instead spend less money and ensure that my sales funnel is working as expected. Can you explain email marketing in detail? And that is going to be the agenda of this session. Let us see in detail about what email marketing is and what are all the steps we'll have to follow to ensure it is successful. So what is that in store for you in this session? So what is email marketing? Let us try to understand what exactly email marketing is. How do we set it up for my product or project or whatever you're working with? Benefits of email marketing over other marketing strategies, and nothing can be accepted without testing, isn't it? So here, A/B testing is an important factor. Let us see how do you A/B test your email and ensure that you do it right. How do we automate this whole process? Types of email campaigns, and how do you engage your new users? And finally, I'll also show you how have we achieved this for my own product and the personal experience. That is going to be the actual speciality of this section. Let me show you how things have worked for me. So I request the participants to stay on mute until you have any questions, and I appreciate an interactive session. Please feel free to share any of your experience in any relevant topic. Are we good to go ahead? Yeah. Let us try to understand what email marketing is. So email marketing is an effective way to convert leads into sales by sending personalized emails to the target audience. So every single word here makes a lot of sense. So when we say it is an tool to convert your leads, it indeed does. And by sending personalized emails to the targeted audience, I'm going to send specific emails to the right audience. If I fail in any of this, it is not going to work. And we have tools in place that is going to help us achieve this at ease more effectively. And this is also an effective remarketing tool for a pre-qualified leads. So it's for when you're in search of new leads or when you already have leads who needs to be remarketed. Either way, email marketing is proven to work well, provided we stick on to certain best practices. So let us try to understand this better with a customer life cycle. So when we look at the journey of a customer with a product or an solution, it always passes through certain 5 stages. So it is very necessary that we understand these stages better to provide the right kind of assistance to the customer at every scale. So it is really an relation building process. So you need to ensure that you serve them with the right email and right connection is being established at every stage of your customer life cycle. So let us look at each of these stages one by one with better examples. So the first stage talks about awareness. So I have a product. It is really good. I feel that it is really good. That is why I have developed it. But how do I make people or my target audience aware of existence of such a product? That is my first goal, isn't it? I need to make sure that people are aware of the problem and they should be aware that there is a solution existing to overcome this problem. So that is my primary goal. So that is the initial stage of your customer life cycle. Create awareness among your customers. Let your customers recognize their problems, after which you can educate them on how your brand can solve them. So that is going to be my first step. So example here, share a newsletter. Say I'm owning a cosmetic industry and I'm going to create products that are going to solve the cosmetic problems of people. Say, for example, skincare. So dark tone is considered as one of the biggest problems in countries like ours. But really, that is indeed the beauty of Indians. But still, people run behind products that will improve their skin tone. Yeah. So I'm going to send, and I request the participants to be on mute if you are not intending to talk, so that it won't be a distraction to others, please. Yeah. So first what I would do is I would create a newsletter that will talk about the problems. So we will create a scenario wherein we create an awareness among the people that here is a problem. You need something that needs to be solving your challenges. So in this scenario, they have 5 important skincare products that everyone should have. You would have often come across this. Amazon, when you get into Amazon.in that we quite often use, you could have seen there is Amazon Essentials. So though it is not essential in our kitchen, they make you feel that it is essential. So that is the strategy here. Try to create awareness among the customers saying that this could be something that is going to add more value to you. So this is a problem and you need to overcome that. So create that sort of awareness among your customer. Consideration. So now the next step is now your customer is aware that there is a problem. There are skin problems that is among people in India. So how do I save myself from that? So that is where you have to put your product into consideration. So now the customer is focused on searching for relevant products and solutions. And he compares your product with similar ones. So now it is time for you to pitch in and then say that, see, we were talking about a problem and here I have some relevant solution. So we were talking about skin problem in the previous newsletter, and here I'm going to give an email that says that promotes my product. Discover the perfect moisturizer for your skin. This product smoothens your skin, hydrates your skin, and contains SPF 20 that can safeguard your skin from the sunlight. So the next strategy, so you are putting your product to be under consideration for your customer to solve the problem that we discussed in the previous stage. Next step is proceeding towards purchase. So you have put the product into consideration, provided that your product is real of quality and people have considered using that, there are good reviews on that, and people proceed towards purchase. So now I have to do my part to encourage them to purchase. Like, how do you encourage your customers to purchase the product? Can I give them some attractive offers? Yes. So give discounts via emails and encourage your customers to purchase your product. 20% off on the moisturizer till date, a specific date. So this should be limited to a time so that you push them to purchase within this duration. Shop now. An attractive button that calls them to act. So this email will ensure that they go ahead and then purchase. Retention. So once they have purchased, is it like we will drop them off, we won't care about them again? No. You have to nurture your relationship with the customers to ensure they remain loyal to your brand. So any future products that I bring in, they should be sure that, yeah, this is from that particular brand. So I can be rest assured about the product quality and I can go ahead and then purchase it. That should be the impact that you have to create with them. You should create a relationship with your customer. They get a feeling that I always have a team or a person who is traveling with me throughout my life cycle with this particular brand. So once you develop that relationship through sending your emails to active customers, see, exclusive offer just for you. We have recognized that you have purchased our previous product, and here you buy a combo of a facial kit at just 39 and get an sunscreen worth $10 for free. So such attractive offers exclusively for existing customers would add more value. So they will feel this is my own shop, like what Amazon is trying to build. So every single advertisement that you see, you tend to find that people coming and saying it is my own shop. So that kind of ownership, that kind of relationship, and the emails that you personalized get, this offer is exclusively for you. Amazon Prime customers get this exclusive offer. So such retention is very much necessary to make sure that you retain your customers and proceed towards the next most important stage of customer lifecycle, advocacy. Because this is a stage where your customer has completely started trusting your brand. So, and they are going to go ahead and then give a shout to the whole world that, say, I have used this brand and I have got a very good experience. Why don't you give it a try? So convert your active customers into brand advocates. How can I do that? Send emails to customers that promote your products. So look at this email. Let us focus on saving lives today. I'm donating all profits from the sales of my website, lip care product, in order to educate poor children. If you are interested, buy a lip care product from my website and help the needy. So this kind of email is going to give my customers not only an brand impression, but they are going to think like this brand is way beyond their business. So they have an corporate social responsibility. They are dedicating their part of sales for an society welfare. So this is going to take your brand to the next level. So they tend to share this with a number of their friends, and that is where you promote them or you intuit them to get into the next stage of advocacy. So hope you all are with me and this customer life cycle perfectly makes sense. Any concerns at this point? Only if there are concerns, you can raise your voice. Otherwise, we can go ahead.
Ma'am, can you go a bit slow?
Yeah, sure. So till now, shall I give a quick recap and then we proceed further, because we had a concern about
That will be better.
yeah. Okay. So let me give a quick recap from what is email marketing. Okay. So any customer who is associated with our brand is going to flow through a certain stages. So I would build a relationship with my customer. I cannot avoid going through certain stages of customer life cycle. Here are 5 different stages that are integral in a part of my customer life cycle. So the first stage is creating an awareness. That is, say people are happily living their life, but how do I let them know that there is a problem and I have a solution for that? And that is my first stage. So how do you create awareness among your customers? So you should let your customers recognize their problems, after which you can educate them on how your brand can solve them. So first, I can circulate a newsletter like, I have found that there are 5 important skincare products that everyone should have. I would say you need a moisturizer, you need a sunscreen lotion because you are living in a tropical country. There is a lot of UV that might harm your skin. So you need an sunscreen protection cream that is of SPF 20 or above. So I will have to create or educate my customers that there is a problem. Of course, this should be for the right target audience. So you'll have to talk about this to a person who is living in a place like London, wherein the sun is really scorching, and whenever there is an hot day, which is occasional, you need to go out only with a sunscreen. So choose your right target audience and create an awareness among them. You already have a product which is going to solve this problem. So move your customer to the next stage of consideration. Like customer is focused on searching the relevant products now. So now it is our responsibility to draw their attention to the product that I have got, which is going to solve their problem that we discussed in the previous stage. So I get the product to their focus by sending the next email that would promote my product. I say, discover the perfect moisturizer for your skin, and this product will smoothen your skin, hydrate your skin, and it contains an SPF of 20. So give an perfect email that is going to put your product under consideration for them. Push them towards purchase. So encourage your customer by giving them offers and proceed them towards purchasing. So here is an exclusive offer for you. Just 20% on this moisturizer till this date. So push them towards purchase within a stipulated duration. Try to retain your customers. So once you feel that they have brought your brand and they are repeatedly buying it, we need to make sure that their loyalty is rewarded with, so that they remain loyal to your brand. Give them exclusive offers. You can offer them a combo pack of facial kit at just a reduced price along with an free additional. So such emails will make them retain to your brand. Say, I always get good offers from this. Why do I have to move out of this brand? Should be their thought. And the next level is very important. You should always intend to push all your customers towards advocacy, so your future marketing or sales becomes a cakewalk. So convert your active customers into brand advocates by sending them emails that proves them that my brand is not just focused on the business, but we do have social responsibility. So make them feel proud that they are spending their money for the right brand, which gives it back to the society. So I'm sending down an email like, I'm donating all the profits from the sales of my website on this particular product range to educate the poor children. So if you are interested to buy your lip care, or if you can advocate this to your friends, please do it. So more the sales is going to get me offer me more profits to the society. So this will let them have an kind of respect over your brand and a feeling, a satisfaction that I'm spending to the right brand. Say, for example, the Tide or Hindustan Lever usually does this, right? For a specific duration, they would say that all the profits we make in this product range for this duration, we give it back to the society. So do something like that. So having understood what email marketing is, let us go ahead and then set it up. So we understand that this is adding great value to my business. But are there any smart ways to get this done, or how do I do it right is the next question, isn't it? So as we were talking, you have to first identify your target audience and create segments. So you cannot send out a common email to all your customers. That is definitely not going to work, because as you grow your business, you might have customers from various age groups, various geographic locations, and their behavioral, their intents would be different, their behaviors would be different. You might do and behavioral analysis and then serve them with the right content so that your marketing works the way expected. So you have to create campaigns and set an appropriate call to action. That is very important. That is, say you send them an email. What are they supposed to do after that? How do you push them towards the next? So in the previous slide, we were talking about different stages of customer life cycle. So in every stage, the email should have a call to action that will push the customers to the next stage. That should be your intent. When I publish an sale through an email, I announce that here is an attractive sale happening on the 4th and 5th of this month. And in that email, you should have a call to action that will let your customers explore the product range that you have got. It's very important to create appropriate campaigns and set an appropriate call to action. You have to test your emails before sending. This is the most important phase of marketing setup. Like without testing, we cannot rely on anything. Like you are going to work with a different set of people. Their exposure, their mindset, their behavior, everything is going to differ day by day. And you need to test each and every campaign of yours to make sure that it works as expected. So we are going to spend a bit more detail into this segment as we proceed further. And you have options to send the campaigns immediately or schedule it for a later time. Say the time is very important. Imagine it is an Friday, post lunch. I'm already in the weekend mode and I get an email. Will I even bother to open it and then see? Definitely not, isn't it? So the time at which your email gets delivered to your customers is very important. So you have to choose the time. So even the weekends, it won't work. Because people hardly pick up their gadgets to check what are all the campaigns I have got. Or think of Monday, I'm back to my work, busy day, it's not going to work. So out of our experience, we have found the Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Thursdays to work relatively better. And the time of the day when we see and relatively 11:30 to 12:30 or 1 would work fine, because that's the time when after the busy morning, people take a break, check out their emails, and then get back to work. So this might differ. Say for an website like Amazon, August 15th, which is in a holiday, might be a big day because they might want their sale might be happening on that particular day. So this differs based on the domain that you are working with or the target audience that you are working with. So it always requires
Class and Manpo.
Yeah. So it always requires a good amount of testing before we decide on the content, the time, May I request participants to go on a mute if you do not intend to share it with others.
Anita,
Please.
please mute. Anita, please mute. Okay, ma'am.
Thank you. Yeah. So we have to send the campaigns either immediately. Say if I'm working at this point in time and I find this is the apt time to send it to my customers, I can hit it right, or you should schedule it to the appropriate time so that it draws their attention. And our responsibility doesn't end here. You need to analyze the performance. So there are certain important metrics that you will have to evaluate for every email that we send. We are going to see in detail about all them with the help of a tool that would help me set up this. So let me show you a demo of MailChimp that is going to give us an overview of how do I get this set. So I hope many of you might be aware of MailChimp. If not, it is an email marketing setup tool. So it has a lot of capabilities that can help me in achieving whatever we discussed till now at ease with the capabilities of a tool that can help me automate. So here I try to create an email campaign. Okay, so I can choose it to be regular, and let me set the title of an email. I'm going to create an email campaign with a title which can be anything that is relevant to your campaign. That's absolutely for your reference. And here, so obviously when we write an email, certain things are very important, isn't it? To whom am I going to send this? That is the first question I should get myself answered with. So choose your audience. This tool offers the capability for you to create a number of audience recipients. So you can choose from the predefined set of audience to whom should I have to send. So we talked about two things when we were mentioning about the audience: create the target and the segment. So as the terminology is clearly explained, to whom am I going to send these emails is my entire audience, the target. And I can still have segments within that, say who are my new subscribers. Say I might intend to send different emails to different segments of my audience. When they are very new to my academy, I might intend to send them with emails that is going to throw light on what are we actually doing, what are the various sets of courses that is being offered. But when they are active subscribers, I might have to tweak my email with giving them the content that is more relevant to them. So I should understand what are they actively looking into. Are they IELTS aspirants? Give them the content that is more relevant to them. If they are inactive, then I have to give them or source them with information that is new in my academy that would be of interest to them. So I might have to tweak my email content so that it is relevant to the segment of my audience. So I try to choose one of my segments, and then say I also have a personalized to email field. So if I want to add any few specific people in to the existing audience list, I can very well do that right from here. So I save this. Okay, I have set my audience now. So it just ignore this error as of now. It says that there are zero recipients in this particular sector. But if you have any new subscribers, that is going to work. Okay, let us go ahead. This is also very important. From which mail server are you hitting this email? Imagine from your perspective itself. Say you have a mail in your mailbox. One mail says that it is no reply at so-and-so.com. So will you give attention to that, or another email comes in the name of a person? Obviously to the mail that has come from a person, because it gives me a feeling that I'm interacting with a person, though it is from an auto-generated platform, but it gives me a feeling that someone here is concerned about me and they are sending me and relevant content. I will have to open it and then see. So always prefer to give an personal or a personified from address, which will give the reader a feeling that yes, I have an I'm talking to a person, instead of giving an an email address which is very generic. Okay, I can choose to go ahead with the one which is going to have a more personal connect. Subject. Subject is very important when we are drafting an email. Say, it should attract the users to open it and then see. Say, let me give an content like, hope you have a good day. I can make it better. Yeah, so here, as you start typing, you can find there are suggestions from the tool itself, which says that keep it short and sweet. It says this seems to be a lengthy subject. Shall we try tweaking it? So this is the advantage of having a tool like MailChimp that can give me real-time assistance. See, the moment I did this tweak, here I have got an impressive. That's impressive. Space is limited and emojis are great in small quantities, and it is short and sweet. So actually, I can add an emoji here that can make it more appealing. And this cell tells me that the subject is all good to go. With the assistance of the tool, I have created an attractive subject to my email, and it now comes to creating the content. So I'm actually setting up the email campaign for my product line. Yeah. So this MailChimp has got a number of templates readily available that would help me build my email campaign at ease. So I can choose from the theme that I'm going to perform here. Say if I'm going to showcase my product, I can select the template and I am delivered with an very easy to work template wherein I can just go ahead by adding the relevant links and the pictures to make it more attractive. So I can add a photo here, photo that would be of my product with no code, absolutely no code, right? So any business person with no knowledge about the technology can go ahead and then do this. You can showcase your products, you can modify the content of the email, and dummy text is already being given to you to guide you through how do you effectively make use of this template. And then I can go ahead and then save this particular content. So once I have saved the content, it's pretty much done. I can share the same email as an to the social media as well. I can connect this within social media post. I can invite people to share it with your friends at the social media platforms like Facebook. Email content goes very well with the social media as well. And I can choose to schedule this or send it right away. So I have the options. The tool is equipped to give you suggestions on how do you improve your content or how do you target your right audience. So to give a quick recap, first we set our right target audience. To whom am I going to send this email campaign for? Wherein you can choose a set of audience and you can also choose to segment your audience. So when your intent is to serve different segments of your audience with different content that is more relevant to them. And make your email sound as if it is coming from a person rather than from an automated system. Subject, it's a very important part, and because this is what your customer is going to see on the email box. So only if this is effective, they are going to enter into your email and then further explore what you are trying to convey. That is very important. Content, using a tool like MailChimp, this can be built very well. Like you can capitalize the templates that the tool is offering you and add in your customizations and get the content up and running without much of effort. And then choose to schedule your email or send it right away based on the time that you are have identified as the best working time for your business. So with this quick demonstration, let us get back to the presentation. Yes, so we created our contact list. We created our campaign with a name and type, an email campaign. We selected the list, selected the format of our campaign, and modified the template by updating the subject line and adding the content with the extraordinary templates. And finally, we are now all set to send your email campaign. So it's pretty much very simple to start off with a tool like MailChimp, which is very self-explanatory and self-explorable. So now getting back to the old slide of email marketing setup, we pretty much did the first two steps of what we were talking about. And in between, we have put a stage on hold that is about testing your emails, which we are going to see further as we proceed further. Before that, let us also understand, how do I analyze this email? So we just constructed an email, and the moment I say send or schedule, it is going to automatically trigger it at the schedule time. But how do I ensure that it was effective? So it's important that I measure my performance, isn't it? So what are various parameters that can be used to measure the effectiveness of your email marketing? Open rate. So as the term says, it is a percentage of the total number of recipients who opened an email campaign. So trust me, there are a number of emails which goes unopened. And to make it more attractive is what we said, we need to pay attention on the subject line. So here the open rate means the emails opened divided by emails sent minus emails bounced. So I can understand that you're asking me, are you asking me to do the maths? No, we need not. It is enough if you understand these terminologies and their importance. The tool is equipped to give you these parameters on every campaign that we run. But let us try to understand. So open rate talks about out of the total emails that I have sent, how many has been opened and read by the users. Click-through rate. So as we were discussing, we were talking about the call to action. Like, what do you expect your customer to perform once they read this email? That should be there in your email, right? So in the template that we saw, there was an button which says shop now. So that is a call to action, which is pushing your customer towards purchase. So how many of them has clicked this call to action? That is my next parameter, because that is my intention, right? I want to push my customers towards the next step. So it is a percentage of recipients that have clicked on the CTA in your email message. The number of clicks minus number of click-throughs divided by the number of delivered emails. So that is, out of the total delivered emails, how many of them have clicked my CTA? That is my call-through rate. The next parameter is response rate. So they have clicked on the call to action. They have gone to my website where I have posted my products, from where they can purchase. But is that my success? No, they should have purchased something, isn't it? They should have done some action on that. It is a percentage of total recipients who clicked on the link of your email campaign and completed an action. They should have proceeded towards purchasing the product. So these are three parameters that is required to be measured on our campaigns that we are running. So let us see how MailChimp can help me on that. So as you see here, it delivers me and report that tells me like what was open rate. So out of the 100, for example, out of the total audiences, 3.4 percentage is what opened my email. And the click-through rate, out of those who have opened the email, 3.8% is what got into my click-through action. And number of unsubscribes seems to be high. So this draws my attention to redefine the campaign, perform proper A/B testing, and then ensure that this is being successfully done. Yes. So the tool gives me, throws light on what are all the parameters of my campaign that needs to be measured. And when the numbers are going down, it needs my attention. But why do I have to choose email marketing over the other strategies of marketing? What are the benefits of email marketing? Obviously, this is cost effective. Say, this can even be done without a tool like MailChimp, where you have to pay very less amount, or you can even start off free when you do not want any templates. Or it is cost effective when compared to the return on investment that you can take when you effectively do it. Time saving. So I'm not spending a lot of time in building a website or building any other designing an SEO strategy, publishing an attractive post in social media. I've not done all that. And simple email that talks about the problem of the customer and hits them right on what they are intended to. A real-time marketing, because I have a strategy behind it. I'm going to give the customer what they want. Less intrusive. I can wish to open it and read or not. From the customer standpoint, it is not very intrusive. Builds the credibility over a period of time. When you source your customer with the right content, on and on, it builds the credibility of your brand among the customers, increases the visibility of the brand. So I tend to see that quite often, and they are giving me the right content that I want. So it increases the visibility of the brand. An easy way to track your return on investment. So these are benefits of email marketing that is still intact as one of the main strategies in the marketplace. So now let us get into the A/B testing part of it. So let us have a quick summary of what we saw till now before we proceed further. So we were talking about what is email marketing, what is its role in a customer life cycle, how should I have to source the right content to my customers to move them from awareness to the advocacy state so that they trust my brand and they go advocate my brand for other customers. And we saw how do I set up email marketing for my product or for my business. We saw how a tool like MailChimp can help me automate it. And as we saw there was an important phase in the middle of email setup that we left behind for further discussion, that is A/B testing. So we are going to do A/B testing on my emails to do it right. So let us see how. So in email marketing, gaining the high open rates and click-through rates will result in more website visitors and sales. So it is directly proportional. So my goal is pretty much clear. I will have to increase the open rate and click-through rate of my email so that I end up in more visitors to my website and hence an increase in the amount of sale. But how do I do it? It sounds very simple and straightforward, but how do I achieve that? So let us see a few techniques that can help you achieve that through A/B testing. So what is this A/B testing? As the name says, it is a method to analyze which of the two campaign strategy is more effective in terms of open rates and click rates. So what I need to understand here is I am going to understand my customer needs, design the campaign the best way possible, both A and B. I'm going to spend all my effort in coming up with two equally good email campaigns, A and B. And I cannot just take a blind decision, isn't it? I need to evaluate both the flavors of my email campaigns, see the outcome based on the parameters that we just discussed. It's open rate, click-through rate, and response time. So I'm going to consider my open rates and click rates as the parameters to evaluate, and then choose the best campaign that I feel it's going to work better. So let us take two parameters in my email as our primary focus. Okay, let's do some A/B testing on subject line and the email content. So taking subject line as a primary goal. So the subject line and the email content are the most important elements in your email marketing, because based on the subject is what my customer would decide whether they should open this email or not. So once they open the email, you should have a quality content within that so that you build the credibility on your brand. So when a subject line and email content is interesting, it results in high open rates. So how do I ensure this? So let us go back to Linda to set up two variants of an email campaign. Okay. Now let me send two different subject lines to test which one generates more open rate. So now if you have a question like how do I get this done, the tool has a platform which will help you in performing A/B testing, the MailChimp tool that we just saw. So let us see. And this has to happen over a period of time. So it takes months together for us to analyze what is that our customer needs, and this should never stop. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep performing A/B testing on every single email that you are sending to your customers. Over a period of time, you will definitely realize what is working right for my customers, and you have to measure the outcome of each and every email that you test. So let us closely look into the two versions of email that Linda has come up with. So version A has 50% of the recipients. She's going to send version A email, and to version B is going to be sent to the remaining 50% of the audience. So as you remember, in the MailChimp, we had the option to target and segment audience. So I'm going to create two segments of audience. 50% of them, I'm going to send the version 1, and 50% of them, I'm going to send version B. The first version reads the subject line as 3 important strategies to increase your open rate. And the version B reads 3 important strategies to increase your open rate. So you have heard me right? It's exactly the same sentence as it sounds. But when you see, there is a difference. The only difference being the number. So version A has the number 3, whereas version B has the number name 3. So can this make a big difference? Yes? Could be. Shall we see whether it has made any difference or not? Yes. So version A has higher open rate. This proves that numbers in your subject line can have a better open rate. Say, we did follow this strategy in our scenario as well. So we conduct regular webinars and product exploration talks. So we started naming them as like one of our upcoming webinars is on 5 stellar ways to monitor your Azure applications. So when you have number in your title, it definitely draws attention of your customers. So assume yourself when you are reading through a number of articles which says top 5 methods to do email marketing right. So won't this draw your attention? So our human mind is intended to lean towards the numbers that is going to give me a definite solution to the problem that I am looking for. So for the learning from the first A/B testers, have numbers in your subject line. It has proven to work better. Test 2. So Linda sends version A of the email to 50% and B to remaining 50%. What do we have here? $80 today, but $90 tomorrow. And the version B says $80 today, $90 tomorrow. Can you spot the difference between these two? Very minor difference. Can anybody respond?
But the word but and comma, ma'am.
Yeah. So version A has.
I think the second version B is better, I think.
Yes. So we naturally have the feeling, isn't it? So let us see if the option is right. May I know who was the one who responded?
I'm Dr. Maharajan, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Let us see if Dr. Maharajan has got it right. Yes, sir, you have got it right. So version B works better. But how come? Any guess, sir?
Actually, we have to avoid these words like but. They are actually negative.
Exactly.
They have the negative connotations.
Yes, sir. You are spot on. Like, but will have a negation. So always try to avoid the words that sounds negative. $80 today, $90 tomorrow. Yes, that's more attractive, and it has got the open rate of higher open rate. Thanks for your interaction, sir. We'll proceed further. Yeah. So now here, Linda sends A, which has got, your perception is expiring. And B says, your prescription is expiring. Which one do you think would have worked better? Anybody else who would like to guess?
Ma'am, it's A.
May I know? Yeah? Who is the owner of the sweet voice?
I'm Shobika.
Shobika. Can you tell me, like, how do you guess this could have worked better, Shobika?
It's like a question mark. We'll suddenly get into, something is wrong with our prescription or like that. So the word expresses something. So
Exactly.
we'll definitely get into the mail.
Exactly. Yeah. It had some personal touch, isn't it? So it gives me an expression, like somebody is feeling sad for me, and it draws my attention that something is going wrong with my prescription, and I will have to pay attention to it. You're exactly right. And version A has a higher open rate. So in order to keep improving your email rates, you need to do continuous experiments. So which means continuous A/B testing. So the technique that has worked for one business might not work for the other, but we will have to ensure that we perform repeated A/B testing so that we get it right.
Ma'am, one question, ma'am. A/B, you meant to say the two types of emails we are sending that you call A and B, right?
Correct, sir. Yeah.
But thing, ma'am, here is we are sending it to different customers, not the same customers, right? Then
the target audience are the same. That is, say, when I take my product, all of them are going to be an Azure users. So the target group is going to be the same. They have the common problem, but I split them into segments to check whether it has worked for them or not. And as you rightly pointed out, I can keep shuffling this audience as well. Like instead of always having the 50-50 breakup with the same set of groups, I can shuffle this A and B groups as well.
thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir. So let us do a continuous A/B test. This time, let us expand it to further more parameters. So till now, we were focusing on the subject line of the email. But there are a lot of other parameters that needs our attention. It doesn't. So in continuous A/B testing, we can test various elements of the email campaign, like the sender's name, subject line, email copy, the call to action that we have in my email, the email design, and the image, everything. Yeah. So let us try to have variants of emails and guess which one would have worked better and why they worked as well. That's most important. So here, and version A has an from email as sam@xyz.com, whereas version B has no reply at xyz.com. So we did discuss about this when we were drafting our building our email content. So the personal touch will definitely increase the open rate. So I hope you all would have guessed it by now. The version A has worked better. It has got a higher open rate. So version, in the next scenario, we are going to focus on the subject line. So we did see a number of variants of the subject line, but here I'm going to experiment another better. So if you observe in the subject line, I have a parameter which is going to be dynamic. Increase your email open rates. So here I'm going to have the dynamic webinar title. Whereas here it is going to be a webinar, increase your email open rates. So which one do you think would have worked better? The version 1 wherein I have got a dynamic content. So it is more real time, and I make sure that I'm not sending the same subject line for all my emails. Instead, I have got a dynamic content that is going to tell the customers that these people are more on real time. They listen to my scenarios. So next, let us focus on the email content. Yeah. So here, in the main content, version A talks about, hi, learn some of the easy ways to increase your email open rates. Join us on so-and-so date at this time zone and interact with discussion with our experts. Whereas version B has, hi, Rachel, learn some of the easy ways, and this content remains the same. Yeah, but here, I have mentioned the email to a specific person. Humble request participants, those who do not intend to talk, please stay on mute. So that
Professor Jemko Kesavan Kuti, please mute your mic. Professor Jemko Kesavan Kuti.
Yeah, I think they are away from the question.
Okay, ma'am. Another thing, I have some more questions. Shall I ask it at the end or then and there, ma'am?
If it is relevant to this slide, we'll handle it here itself, sir. Please.
Okay, ma'am. Like you said, not this slide exactly. You said about the timing of the sending emails, but yes. I see email is asynchronous medium, right, ma'am? It is the customer may not be reading that email at the time we send it. It's not synchronous communication. So is it that relevant?
It is relevant, sir. Like I completely agree with the point that you made. It is permanent. It is going to stay in my mailbox. So whenever I come, I can read it. But imagine I get hundreds of emails per day. So which one would draw my attention? That is when I open it, whatever is in the top of my list draws my attention. So we should try our best to stay on top of their mailbox, for which we'll have to send the email at the time they open their mailbox. Did that answer your question, sir?
Okay, how do we know? Is there any tools? How do we know when the customer generally open their mails?
Yes, tools are there that will tell me, like when you choose your region, I can even show you here. MailChimp itself has that capability. Say the reports can tell you more about. So I was sparking to show this better. So this A/B testing is one of the capabilities of MailChimp that will give you the the scope to perform A/B testing and infer your results. Say here, as you see, you have the capability to test your send time as well. So you can configure your email to be sent at various times and then check what best works for your business. And it is again depends on the region to which are we spending, what is the business our people are in, and what is the time zone that they work at. So that also needs to be tested, and then you can arrive at a point, the time that best works for your business.
Okay, ma'am. Wonderful, ma'am. Another related question, ma'am. Like, do we have to send a option called unsubscribe? Is it mandatory? Is it legal? Or
It is mandatory. We are going to talk about that in a further slide.
Okay, another, I don't know whether you will cover later or otherwise you can cover how to avoid our mail landing in the spam, spam box.
That is also a very valid point. Yeah. So
Okay.
one category which will avoid our email from spam is using invalid from address. So because no reply or do not reply, support, so these emails might tend to land into the spam box. So when it comes from a genuine person ID, there is a possibility of avoiding the mails to get into the spam. And the frequency, that is more important. Like when we do email marketing, we should not bombard our recipients with a number of emails. Definitely it is going to push them either towards unsubscription, or it is going to push the email into a spam box that it goes unnoticed. So these are certain things that we will have to avoid when we are when we want not our email to get into the spam box. And the unsubscribe button that we were mentioning about, it is mandatory in US regions. You should have unsubscription because it is the option of the customer to decide on whether to continue with your email subscription or not. And it is an etiquette to keep it intact in your email, so that you leave the option to your customer whether they want to continue with your subscription or not. So we'll talk more about that as we proceed further. So in this slide,
another thing also you can cover, ma'am, later on also. How do we source these email addresses that you can cover?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll share various strategies that we have followed to source the valid email addresses. Yes. So now here, we were talking about the email copy. Like this version B looks more appealing to me because it is addressed to me. So I have a more possibility of looking into the email and trying to understand what is the person trying to convey to me. So obviously the version B is going to work better. And as you see, I'm building my email now. So I have fixed my from address, the subject line, and the actual content. Now comes the call to action. So this is one of the important points that I wanted to have in my email so that I push my customer to the next phase of my customer life cycle. So here, just the color of the button has changed. Which one do you think would have worked better? Save my seat, yellow or blue? Anyone who wants to make it again who has not responded till now? So the yellow one has worked better because it's more attractive. Yeah. More of a call to action type.
Yellow?
Yeah. Yes, please. Is there anyone who put forth your point? Okay. So let me proceed with that. So now I have come up with an identification of my email. Like from, I have fixed the from, I have fixed the subject line, and I have got the content with person addressed to the person, and I have fixed my button as well. So what else should I have to consider? Images or the complete email design. I will have to choose the right font that I am using, the spacing, how am I like organizing my content. All this matters, and you can try out different flavors in organizing your email and check what is what works better. So as you see here, version A is more readable. The font size is more readable, convenient for me to understand what has been written. It is mainly because of the font style that I have chosen. So choose those which are very clear for your customers to read through. And the images that you use, make sure that you use the relevant images that will add value to the email content. And in this case, if you see the version 2 has version B has worked, which has got the right placement of the components and right spacing in place. Yes, so now I have finalized my email after a number of A/B tests for various parameters that are part of my email, and I have finalized it. And then I go ahead with either scheduling or firing the email at the right time. Yes.
Ma'am, one doubt, ma'am.
Yes,
This this yellow button, is it already tested? Because I preferred blue.
Okay.
Maybe the background is blue, that's why you put yellow, or because blue generally we annotate with open mind. People go for that color is associated with that one. Is it already tested? Then I will take it.
Yeah, it is tested for that particular business, but it might vary because, say, in my case, which is an Assure product, for us, blue worked better, as you
Exactly.
rightly said, because it's an Assure brand. The whole email content was more in blue, so that was our theme color, so that it worked better. So it depends. It depends on the business or the target audience that you are working with, or your overall email background and the design. So in this case, yellow has worked better.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So how to optimize the subject line? So here are a few tips that will help you build the exact good subject lines. These is going to be pretty much a summary of what we have been talking about till now. Include number in your subject line. So we saw how the number 3 worked better than the number name 3. And include an emoji in your subject line. It's an expression. Say if you are in florist, if you are selling an flower bouquet company, say ferns and petals, so have an flower emoji on the subject line that adds more value to the recipient, like they intend to open more. So according to Experian, the subject line with emojis can increase open rates by 45%. So this is an survey result which proves that the subject lines with emojis have worked 45% better. And personalized subject lines for better open rates. So add personalization into your subject lines. Say you can improve your click-through rates and open rates as well by getting into the target for the specific set of audiences, send a different subject line. This could be a result of your behavioral analysis. Say if I am shopping for apparels of certain type, I might have an subject line with the a specific focus on the items that I would be interested on. So you have tools that are equipped to understand the customer's behavior analysis. So you can make use of that to come up with and personalized subject lines. Prefer title case subject lines. So for example, say title case says that each of the word is capitalized. So capitalize each word. So this is expected to have more open rate than a sentence with a capital or a lowercase. So this proves to be working well. So Game of Thrones is my favorite show. So GOT, when it is capitalized, it is proven to draw the attention of your customers. Watch the length.
Again, one doubt, ma'am. Like
Yes.
in the title case, we generally avoid the capitalization of the prepositions, right, ma'am? Is it good? Like
Yeah, here it is the name of. Yeah, it is just to draw the attention of your users. Grammatically, we avoid it for the prepositions, but this is to attract your capitalize each word to attract the attention of your users.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. Watch the length of your subject line. So let this not be too long that it is hard for them even to read and then understand what they are talking about. So according to the campaign monitor, the subject line with 17 to 24 is proven to be the best. It can go between 25 to 35 more, but beyond that is completely not acceptable. So choose to fall between 17 to 24 category. Develop a sense of urgency. So phrase your subject line with an sense of urgency, like push them towards what they are intended to be doing, like hurry up, offer expires, limited time offer, it's a limited time sale. So such things will push the customer to act immediately. And how do I optimize my email content? So send the content that is relevant to the customer's expectation. So you should have spent an adequate time in understanding your customer needs so that you send the content that is relevant to your customer's expectation. Use bullet points. So whenever you are talking about a number of things, try to bullet it out so that the moment they look at the content, they get to understand that these are various things that has happened over this period of time. Follow a logical structure. So your email should have a routine. Say if you are sending a monthly update, so every month it should have a regular logical structure, so that if the customer is curious about a particular segment, they get into that segment. They should know that this comes after this when it is a lengthy email. Use compelling images. So the images should be appealing. The images should put on a designer and get your expertise, get the compelling images a part of your email content. Prefer to design emails with responsive designs. So when I look at it from my mobile or from my tab or from the laptop, it should look good. So you choose responsive design. So if it gets clumsy when I look at it from my mobile, which we often do, right? So considering the current situations and all, I cannot be expected to access my email content only from the laptop. So I might want to have a quick flip through it in my mobiles. In that cases, it should be in responsive design so that it doesn't clutters when it is viewed in a different screen for which it is not designed for. Avoid grammatical mistakes. That's very important. Like make sure that your customer should have a feeling that I am getting this from a credible user who is an authentic source of this content. So grammatical mistakes could be a blunder, like please avoid that. Personalize emails for your readers. We saw a number of tips, like address it to them, deliver the content that is more relevant to that particular customer, and choose the right fonts and colors for your email. So it should be good enough for them to read through. It should not be annoying. Yes. Build a rapport with the customers by sharing insights they value. Like, though it is not directly related to your product, if you feel certain insights are required for them, share it with them. For example, when you understand from your product analytics that a particular user is planning to buy a microwave oven, give them an email that talks about a comparison of multiple products of that range from various brands. So that would be of great value to the customer. So build rapport with the customer. Always have a feeling, build a relationship that the customer should have a trust on the brand that they get it right from them. Recipient names. And add a clear call to action at the end. So at the end of the email, you should have a clear call to action with an option to unsubscribe as well. So having said understood how important it is to have an email marketing for your product, to push your customer through various stages of their life cycle, and how do you set it up, and what are the various parameters that you need to consider, how do you test and ensure you do it right, it's all done. Like next is automating it, because the manual processing of this is definitely not efficient. You have to rely on the right tool that is going to help me in doing it at the right time without any manual intervention. So here, automating emails corresponding to triggering emails to the customer based on an event, date, or user behavior. So 3 things would trigger the email. When I say event, it is on occasion. Say August 15th, sale is going to come. So 2 days prior to the sale, send out this email. That is an event or occasion that is expected to happen at that particular scenario. Date, say birthdays or anniversaries. So at the time of registration, you are collecting information from the customer on their birthday or important dates, depending on your business, whatever is relevant, you would collect. Say it would be an, say if it is an product that is very technical like LinkedIn, you would wish them on a work anniversary. When it is Facebook, you would wish them on the days they made friends. Or when it is an Ferns and Petals, an e-commerce site which sends out gifts on the birthdays or anniversaries of your relatives, you will get an email on those particular days on which you placed an order last year. So these are all examples of effective email marketing, triggering emails when on particular dates, customized for a particular customer. And on user behaviors. So user behavior, here we need to concentrate on two of them. Cart abandonments, which is very important. Say when you go ahead and use Amazon and Flipkart, proceed till add your product to the cart, proceed with payment, and then drop it off in between. You will definitely get an email the next moment saying, we found that you abandoned the product that you were intending to buy. What went wrong? Was the problem with your internet, or your would you like to restart this? So that is how you give your customer a feeling as if somebody is sitting beside you watching that you abandoned the cart, and then you push them towards continuing with it. So that is very important part of email automation that needs an integration with your actual website, which triggers this email whenever this particular user behavior is observed. And product recommendation, like when you find that the person is buying a certain good, you would have observed this, right? So when we do shopping in a e-commerce website, you have, say, I'm taking the example of an e-commerce website because we do shopping day in and day out, especially at situations like this COVID-19, when we cannot go out and then find ways to spend the money, we do it online. So I am taking this example, but this also holds good in a highly technical scenario like the product that I'm working on. Like by the end of this session, I'll also show you how we map all the learnings into a product which is completely in a different sector like mine, how we did it. So right now, to understand this in a much simpler way, I'm picking up an example that everybody would be familiar to. So the product recommendation. So when I buy a certain brand or a certain product, you will definitely also explore these similar items. So that is all an automation based on user behavior. Yes. See, your Amazon package has been delivered. So this is an autoresponder email that is sent on behavior of their subscribers. So what are the different types of email campaigns? Newsletter. So newsletter, with the email newsletter, subscribers are connected and informed about the product updates. So we do this. We have a product that has a regular update. So how do I keep my customers or my potential customers updated on what has been added into my product? I do it with the help of newsletters. So how a newsletter should be like? You should stack your email content. Say, as you see here on your right hand side is an ideal newsletter which has got different segments. Say like the first segment gives an subscribe now, a call to action, because there could be cases where a person might not scroll till the end, but you need to draw their attention right here. Yes, and it depends. A certain business might want this to be kept at the bottom, and it is absolutely on after A/B testing what worked best for you. Stack your email content. 25 years of top-notch service. So you see what is a milestone that you have achieved and employed by the best companies. So we have achievements of the company or sorted in a particular order, and create a compelling header. Every header that you see here is very important, because that is what will draw the attention of the user. So even when we look at this newsletter, what we tend to read is only the headers first. So look at things from your customer's perspective. What if I am the customer? How will I perceive this? So that is the persona that we will have to create when we draft a content. share different variety of usable content, have videos, have articles, podcasts, webinars. Everything should be clearly contented into appropriate segments so that the customer is very clear about what do they get from each segment. Follow a consistent schedule. If every month on 5th of every month, if you are going to send this newsletter, stick on to that schedule. So that is what will work out. So customers will start looking for that particular day to get your newsletter. Promotional emails. Say we have an special occasion and I am sending out special offers. So drive revenue by sending special offers through promotional email. So what should I pay attention for in a promotional email? Personalize your campaigns. So say if I am sending it to women, I should concentrate on offers that I have got on women category. If I'm sending it into the male gender group, then I will have to focus on those. So personalize your campaigns based on the target audience. Include time-sensitive offers. So limited time, extra 20% offer. Yes. So define a timeline till which this particular offer is going to work. You cannot give a never-ending offer. Prefer to send offer emails on holidays. So because offer will work on holidays. When I am leisure, when I want to do some online shopping, if I get an email, then I might look into it and then proceed to buy it if that is of use to me. Abandoned cart emails. So these are a third type of email campaigns. So these emails are shared with customers who have added products to their cart but failed to complete the checkout process. So this is an effective way of sales recovery. So as I was discussing, when you leave a product unpurchased in your cart, you will definitely get an email. So this should be a simple email template, not too much of cluttery advertisements. It is just going to focus on pushing the customer towards repurchasing the product. So personalize your abandoned cart recovery emails. You have to mention which item that they leave there, and you should have a call to action right away there, which will help them proceed with the payment right away. Send a series of email reminder. So this should not be in one email and then forget. No. If the person has not taken necessary action, make sure that the repeated emails are sent until the customer is completing the action. In your email reminder, add a product image. So what was the product? So it happens that I might forget what I was purchasing for. So add a product image and remind them that this might be useful for you and you have left the cart, please proceed and then purchase. Yes. So these emails are shared with customers and example of a series of emails. Email 1 says, hi person, the name, you forgot to complete your order. You left something in your cart, can we help you? And the next email can say that items in your shopping cart are selling out quickly. So I'm just giving them a note of urgency that they have to act accordingly. A gentle reminder. Hi, 20% off on your cart, valid until this particular date. Offer on your favorite product. So you selected this product, you add into your cart. Now I'm giving you an exclusive offer. Only to this time. So you're pushing the customer towards the sale with an offer within the definite time. So these are an example of series of emails that can help you overcome the abandoned cart. Re-engagement campaign. So it is a series of mails sent to inactive email subscribers. So they have subscribed to my emails, but they are not showing any interest. So that needs attention, isn't it? It boosts engagement and helps to maintain a higher inbox placement ratio. So this is one point that we will have to consider for the question that Professor Dr. raised, that is about how do I prevent my mails from getting into the spam box. So you can run a re-engagement campaign that will increase the inbox placement ratio. So how should I design this campaign? Yeah. you can prefer a gamification to re-engage your subscribers. So as we see in the right, we would hate to miss your birthday, update your account. So we find that the person has not filled in their profile details. So give them an real appealing email that will force them to complete their profile. So prefix subject lines like "we have been missing you" or did we do something wrong? So and personal touch to get their consideration again. Run a poll or competition or engage your subscribers. So you can run a quick a lucky draw event with not much of effort from them. You can just let them hit on a button to enter into the lucky draw and check if they are engaging themselves again. So that would definitely reduce the spam of our chances of my email getting into the spam. How do we engage with a new subscriber? So till now, whatever we saw were for re-establishing the connection or an event triggered existing customers. So here comes how do I engage with my new subscribers. So the moment a person joins and subscribes to our email, don't forget to send them an engagement email like thanks for joining, thanks for subscribing. So here is your token of appreciation. Get a promo code and then use this. Okay. So and here,
Ma'am?
yeah.
Here. It is what class is over,
Yes. Sorry.
Class first session class is over. First session class is over.
Oh, the time is over,
Hello.
is it? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Participants,
Yes, ma'am.
excuse me. Yeah, who is this? Talking about the timing and all? You're a teacher or student? See, being a teacher, whenever the concept open, till the end of that particular concept, we will finish the session automatically. Okay. We are here to monitor. Don't disturb the resource person, please. She is also well experienced person. She knows the time management, everything, please. Yes, madam, please go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you engage with your new customers? Here is a poor example that we'll have to avoid. Like, thanks for joining. Here is what's on the sale, and very lethargic term, in fact. Whereas a good example would be save on your first order. Here is an first order just for you. Okay, and know the ideal time to message. So receive 9 a.m. on a weekend might not work, where on a weekday 9 a.m. yes, it might work, because the moment I log into my office, if I have an email just before the office, if I have a look into my personal email, I might get a spot on that. Yes, according to HubSpot, most customers do not open emails from unfamiliar senders, so avoid no reply and so on. Yes, and the privacy policy, always make sure that your company's privacy policy is easily accessible to your customers. Yes, and personalize your emails, like address it to a specific person, and say usage of you will give a personal feeling. Prefer an attractive email design, spend time on how do you subscribe it, and the most important part, which like one of the professors were also raising on, unsubscribe link. You should include an unsubscribe link in your email templates, because it is an offense in countries like US not to have an unsubscription link. It is always left to the preference of the user to decide whether they want to continue or not. And when we look at the tools that are available for me to automate this and effectively run it, we have a lot of it. We just saw one, MailChimp. And what we saw is just an introduction to the tool. It has got a lot of capabilities, and you have a number of tutorials that would help you explore the tool further. And it's quite simple and straightforward. Like, it doesn't expect you to be an expert on technologies to work with the tool. And And to answer a few questions like, see this, I just wanted to show you one of the newsletters that we send out for our product, which is adheres to standards on, say this is a monthly newsletter. So we have an attractive banner that tells them about what it is, a simple subject, and it comes from a person, which gives a personal touch. And here is the subject line which says that what this newsletter is all about, serverless 360 monthly roundup. And to get to this shape, it has gone through a lot of A/B testing, and there are dedicated designers who work on the banners and creatives in this. So all the images that you see here are exclusively made for this particular product newsletter. And you have a personal touch. It is directed to the user who is reading this email, and it has got a specific template into which the contents will fall into place month after month. It's once in a month, so it's not quite frequent. So in a month update, they get a summary of what has happened in the product over last 1 month. So this gives the customer a credibility that this is something which is continuously evolving, and they keep us updated. They are interested on showing like these are the blogs that has got published. It has got links to other relevant contents that would be of use to the customer. Say some customers might be working on application insight, some might be on Azure web apps. So we try to organize the content. It has a video embedded here. So you should make sure all the relevant information are put together in an organized format, and it is coming from person to an person. And so it adds value, a personal touch to the actual content. So this is all I have for today, and I would appreciate everybody's time in listening to me. Hope you all enjoyed the presentation. Any quick feedbacks would be highly appreciated.
Amazing session, ma'am. Really nice to hear you. And you put it across so well. All the points have just come across and settled into our mind exactly the way you wanted them. Thank you very much.
That is really great to hear. May I know who gave this very pleasant feedback?
Hey, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi.
Thank you.
Yeah, now we are moving for lunch. For virtual lunch again. And
yeah.
Now we are meeting. Yeah.
Yes.
Shall we
so
leave,
let us
madam,
meet back at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, please. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Let's catch up again at 2 o'clock.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.